Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I am back with another video. So I'm currently on a 3-day trip, and this is actually my last week being in DC and being DC based. So I'm very excited about my new base, which is New York. But I'm on a 3-day trip and I have a layover in Reno as well as Austin. And we got in pretty early this morning, like 12:03 a.m. and we came into Reno, and so we have about a 15-hour layover here. I did sleep in because I was very tired, but the trip has been pleasant so far. My crew is really nice, and the passengers were nice too, going from DC to Dallas and then Dallas to Reno. And the flight load was pretty light too. I want to say we had maybe like 103 people from DC to Dallas, and then going from Dallas to Reno, we only had like 75 people, so nice, pretty light flight. They were long flights. It was about 3.5 hours for both flights. So we were pretty exhausted when we got in. But today I'm gonna go out and just see what Reno has to offer, because I've never been to Reno before. I have been to Nevada quite a few times because I've had flights to Vegas, but I've never been to Reno. And I've heard Reno is nice. Of course, Lake Tahoe is here, but I'm not really here that long to actually see it and really experience that. So I may come back one day to see Lake Tahoe, but right now, I'm just gonna explore Reno. We're in the downtown area, so there should be some cool things to do. There are a few museums down here, so I may go to one of those. Don't know, we'll just have to see. But we have, I said we have a 15-hour layover here, so at 2 o'clock, I know I need to get ready to go downstairs and get to the van because we have a van time of 3:06. So of course I want to make sure that I'm ready for that. But so far my trip has been pleasant. I'm praying that the trip continues to be nice. 3-day trips are nice because it does fill the time when you're on reserve. But so far it's been pretty pleasant. And like I said, this is like my last week being DC based. I was on reserve for 5 days. And so 3 of those days I'm doing this trip, but the other 2 days, I'm not sure if I'll get used or not. We'll see. But April kind of went by kind of fast, I want to say. And I was taking a break from work for a bit. I had some time off, which was wonderful because I will have to say working has been, I guess to put it nicely, it's just been stressful sometimes. I don't know why it's been so stressful when it comes to flying, but it's just been really hectic. I've been on the go so much and just really haven't had, I believe, a moment to just rest. So that time that I had to rest and I was away from work was very much needed, and I'm just thanking God for that because I really needed it. And I was just in Colorado as well. I went to visit my brother and his family. So we had a good time, and I had, time to spend with them. So it's been nice. So I've had a refreshment and, just getting rejuvenated and getting back into the swing of things. So yeah, I want to say it's about 10:30 or so. So I'm going to go on ahead, pack my things up, and go and explore downtown Reno. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So if you did watch the beginning of my video and you made it all the way to this part, I'm sorry the video, it may be a little bit kind of out of order a bit. I feel like I just kind of put a bunch of stuff together, but because I had in mind how I wanted to break up my videos, but it just didn't go that way. So I'm kind of putting some stuff together. But anyway, I am currently back home in Memphis because I officially worked my last trip in DC a couple of days, well, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. So I got done with my 3-day trip, which was my last 3-day trip in DC, and you saw that. So I was laying over in Reno and Austin. And then after that, I had a 1-day trip, which is, we call it a turn. Basically what a turn is, it's you're going to that destination and then you're coming right back to base. So that's what I did. I had just a 1-day trip right after my 3-day trip. And that 1-day trip, we went to DC to Dallas and then Dallas back to DC. And I was officially done working in DC as a flight attendant for that base. So my 3-day trip was actually really fun. I enjoyed it. I ended up working out of Dulles, which was good because I, was staying not too far from Dulles, like maybe no more than 13 minutes away from the Dulles airport. So that was fun. We did Dulles to, I think it was Dallas, and then Dallas to Reno. And then the second day we did Reno to Phoenix, and then Phoenix to Austin, and then we laid over there. Then we did Austin to Dallas, and then Dallas to Dulles. So my layover in Reno was honestly really fun. I had a great time in Reno. I had never been there before. You all know that I've been to Las Vegas multiple times, more than what I wanted to do. But it was so fun going to Reno. The mountains there are very beautiful. I ended up going to the Automobile Museum. So if you've never been to Reno, or if you have been but you haven't been to the Automobile Museum, you definitely should go. It's really great to see, and if you're someone who's into history but also into like automobiles and just the manufacturing of automobiles and how it came to be, because it goes from like the first automobile all the way up until now. And they also had, I want to say Paul Newman's, they had his cars there. They also had the cars from Fast and the Furious there as well. And it was fun. I enjoyed myself. There weren't too many people there, but it was still fun and enjoyable. And it's also $15 admission for an adult. I know it's discounted if you're senior, I believe military, student, and child. But, the regular admission is $15, and I believe it was worth it. So if you are in Reno or plan on visiting Reno, you should go there. When I went to Austin, I did not do much there. I just slept because both of these trips, going to Reno and Austin, they did start a little later, which was nice, but they ended early in the morning, like 12 a.m. And for both of those layovers, I had 15 hours. So it wasn't too bad. It was actually nice. And my crew was great on both trips. We had fun. We didn't do anything together per se, but on the trip itself, just working together was nice. So I think that this was a great end to my being in DC, having 2 good trips back to back. Because if there weren't great trips, it probably wouldn't have been, all that memorable for me or great. But I was very fortunate to have a good crew. And that's something that I can say about being DC based, is that the crews there are great. I think that I've only had 2 encounters with one, or 2 particular crew members that didn't go so well. It wasn't a great trip for me, but it was only twice out of my whole time being based in DC. So yeah, that's one thing I can say. DC crew, they're pretty much really great. Yeah, but there are some things that I'll miss to being based in DC. I'll miss having my car, having access to the free museums there. But I've been in DC for quite a while. I was based there as well when I was at PSA, and that was a while ago. That was back in like 2020, 2021. So yeah, my time in DC has come to a close and I'm okay with that. I feel that this transition for me is something that's good. You know, change is always good. It can be hard too when you're so used to something, but I hear that New York is fun, the base itself and the city. I have family in New York and friends, so it's not like I'll just be completely by myself. I will be commuting because New York is expensive. So I do have a crash pad there, like, you know, most flight attendants who commute. And yeah, I'll be documenting my time in New York. I am excited and looking forward to this. So yeah, we'll see how everything goes. This week I am at home. I got my relocation days. So I have 5 relocation days starting yesterday. So I got in yesterday. I drove my car from DC to Memphis yesterday, and that was a long trip. But it was fine. I am a little tired still from the drive, but the drive was very beautiful and scenic. And I was praying the whole way that I would be safe, and the Lord protected me and guided me home. So I'm very fortunate and so blessed and glad about that. And my car gets to be at home, so I get to take better care of it. Because I'll be honest, when I was in DC, my car was taken care of, but not in the way that I would like it to be. I like to detail and wash my car, but I had to kind of, you know, just get my car washed in DC and pay for that. And my car was always parked at the airport for my trip, so it was safe. And we did have parking where I was staying too, which was nice as well. So I'll miss, you know, being able to have my car with me because I'm not bringing it to New York. I'm just not doing that. I'll just stick with taking public transportation. But when I'm home, it's nice because instead of having to like borrow my mom's car to go places, I'm able to just take mine with me. And yeah, so it's nice to have my car back, you know, back home and stuff so I can take a better care of it. And then my mechanic is here too, so that's also good. But yeah, today or this week, I'm just going to be spending it with my family and getting myself prepared for New York. But today, I'm about to go over and visit my grandparents. And yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing pretty much today. But yeah, my 3-day trip was nice. And my last trip, officially, my little turn that we had to do was nice as well. So I'm looking forward to this transition and this, you know, time. So yeah, hopefully everything will, you know, be well in New York. Really praying for that. Yeah, I'm about to head out and go over to my grandparents' house. I may film when I'm over there. I'm not sure, but if I don't, this will be the end of the video. But if I do, you'll see it. So, yeah.